Hello, my name's Laura. Welcome to my channel. And what I'm doing today is I'm making some wraps, and they are going to be a sun-dried tomato wrap. So what I've got here is I've got 3 of the more sort of wet ingredients, which is the sea moss that I'm going to be using. And this is 10 soaked sun-dried tomatoes, and this is 2 soaked dates. And I'm going to use just a little bit of water. And what I'm going to do is put this into a high-speed blender, which is going to be the Vitamix. And so I'm going to start adding that in now. And the water, you don't really know how much you're going to need. I just kind of do a little bit at a time, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn on the high-speed blender. After that's mixed, this is what your blended ingredients look like. And I am going to add some flax seed to that. And this flax seed is about 1/3 cup. And I put it in my coffee grinder because you want to make sure it's grinded, but you don't really want to buy the kind that's already ground because it gets really rancid and it's not as good for you. So I'm going to add that in here. And I'm also going to add, this is by Frontier, and it is called Mexican Fiesta, and it's got a mix of good things in there that I really like. It's got cayenne pepper, lemon peel, cumin, and some other things. So I add that to it just to kind of give it a little twist. And then I'm just going to mix the flaxseed in here, and the flaxseed is going to be what kind of helps to hold this whole thing together. Without the flaxseed, it would not really be real sturdy, so you really need to have that in there, and I always add it afterward. And so after you get all that blended and mixed in there, you're going to put it onto your dehydrator sheet. So usually this makes about 2, that I can make 2 wraps with it. You don't want it to be really thick, but you don't want it to be too thin. So just lay that out. And I always use an offset spatula when I do this. I don't like doing things without an offset spatula. I always use this. And it's a little one, which works really good because I have little hands. So it just depends on the person. I like when they're just little. And you just want to kind of, you want to go around the edges of it a little bit and kind of make it as smooth as you can. It's kind of tricky on how thick or thin to make it sometimes, because like I said, if it's too thick, you want it to be able to dry. So when it's all laid out, it kind of should look sort of like that. And so I'm just going to go ahead and stick this into my dehydrator, and whoops. And I'm going to put it on at about 117 degrees, no higher than that, because you want to keep it raw. So I'm going to turn that on, and I'll see you in about 3 hours. And I'm going to flip that onto the mesh sheet. So I just take it and flip it over and pull this off of the top. And sometimes you will have like a few little holes, and what I kind of do is just kind of try to, because this part of it is still soft, so what I try to do is just try to kind of fill that in a little bit where you see those little holes. and makes it nice and smooth. So it's still nice and smooth. And I'm just going to put that back into the dehydrator. And you're going to keep this in here now for maybe another hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. Sometimes you may see it kind of bend up a little bit on the sides, which I'm going to show you. Sometimes it will kind of flip up on the sides a little, and all I do with that is take a little bit of water and just kind of bend it out a little bit. And so this is my wrap. This is one of the ones that I had made earlier, and I'm going to throw some lettuce in there, some tomato, and of course sometimes I have made mayonnaise and stuff, like my own vegan mayonnaise, but I don't have any of that made. A lot of times I don't feel like I really need it. So some grated carrots, avocado, some clover sprouts, and so I'm just going to go ahead and roll this, and this is really nice and pliable. A lot of times it doesn't really stay shut real well, so I usually take a toothpick and I stick it in there, and that kind of holds it shut. And then you can add whatever other things that you want, whether you like a salad or anything of that nature. This is what the wrap looks like, my sun-dried tomato wrap. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm just going to read this, and this is out of Psalms, and it's chapter 50, verse 15, and it says, "Call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you will glorify me." Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day.